The Cavendish experiment proves etheric electromagnetism, not gravity.
Alright, let's talk about the Cavendish experiment. Created by Henry Cavendish, this experiment is said to prove gravity. Professor Dave loves to use this experiment as his proof of gravity, and so do a lot of Globers. What you're watching now are some homemade Cavendish experiments that we are going to go over, all claiming the same thing, that it proves gravity, and I'm going to show you this experiment doesn't prove gravity in any way. Now, right away, you should be able to tell these experiments shouldn't work, because there's no way any objects they use would have a stronger gravitational pull than Earth, right? You can see this right now by looking at the end of these meter sticks. Look at how much they're bending. Whatever he's using at the end of these sticks are clearly heavy and being pulled down, right? If it was gravity causing it, that would mean Earth's gravitational pull, quote unquote, is clearly affecting the pendulating objects a lot. Meaning, unless there's a draft, these pendulating objects shouldn't move at all, never mind be pulled towards the bowling ball, or any objects being used in these experiments for that matter. I also want you to notice how all of these experiments seem to have some kind of metal object hanging off the end of their sticks, which is pretty interesting, right? In this experiment by Inside Science, they're using dumbbells. Most dumbbells are made of mostly cast iron and steel, which are both conductive materials. And again, they have pieces of metal hanging from the end of the stick. And in this experiment by Bach Physics, they are using a rock, which again would never overpower Earth's quote-unquote gravitational field. So this experiment shouldn't be working. And again, I want you to notice that there is a metal washer-looking thing at the end of the rulers. There's actually a couple of them, it looks like. Now, pay attention to what happens when the metal objects get pulled to the other object. Notice how they always kind of bounce for a while? Why is that? If gravity was really causing this, then why wouldn't the objects stick together? Why wouldn't the pendulating object be held in place by gravity? And in this video, he's using a metal pot, probably made of steel, and again he has some kind of metal object being used at the end of the stick, and actually, inside the pan there's like metal blocks glued to it or something. I don't know why. I don't know why that needs to be there. It's almost like it's not gravity, but another force that this experiment is proving true, huh? Isn't that kind of interesting? And in this video by Mr. Lund's Science, he's using a lead brick. Like, it's literally a lead brick that he's using for this. And yet again, there's metal hanging from the sticks that he's using, which he never says what kind of metal they are, which is kind of weird to me. Like, is that some kind of secret or something? And one more time, watch as the objects get close and then bounce a little bit. This happens every time in every experiment. This happens because the Cavendish experiment isn't about gravity, it's about electromagnetism. These experiments all prove it isn't gravity causing these objects to move. It's the electromagnetic charge of the objects that pull them together. Everything generates some kind of electric field. Objects with opposite charges attract. The charges aren't always strong, which is why the objects bounce for a while. In this video, he's using a big lead brick, and I think the metals on the end of the stick are also lead as well, but I don't know. Pure lead is electrically conductive, and so this experiment isn't using gravity, it's using electromagnetism. Bowling balls are made of iron, calcium, and other powdered metals. Calcium and iron are both very good conductors. Are you starting to see the pattern here? It's all electromagnetism. Everything around us is made of invisible atoms, and the atoms contain particles that carry electric charge. Charge can be positive or negative. Particles with the same kind of charge repel each other, while opposite charges attract. Earth has a negative surface charge. Humans and most everything else have a positive charge, which is why we don't float away. Earth is a giant electromagnet. And this is proven true by the aurora borealis. The aurora borealis is made from Earth's electromagnetic field ionizing the gases in the atmosphere. Electromagnetism is Earth's true force, not gravity, proven true by the Cavendish experiments.